What's going on, my dudes? This is Math Time with Mr. G, and today we are going to compare populations. So the first step to comparing anything is we need to have a graph that looks similar. So we're going to make a box and whiskers plot. So how we make a box and whiskers plot is we create a number line from the smallest piece of data that we have all the way to the biggest. The smallest piece is going to be the one part of our whisker, and the biggest piece is going to be the other part of our whisker. Now it's time to build the box. To do that, we have to find the median. So I cross from top and bottom until I find the most perfect center number. So 5 is my most perfect center number with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of data on both sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces on the other. So I did a bad job crossing out, but 5 is still it. So there's my median. This is my median. Okay. Then we have to find this thing called Q1. So that means the first quarter. So to find the first quarter, we go from our median, and then we find the most median after that. So we cross out here, 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 here. So mine's halfway between 3 and 4, so 3.5. So then I connect this part of my box, and then we add a whisker. So it kind of looks like a little cat whisker. Next, I have to find Q3. To find Q3, I go from my median, cross that out, and then keep crossing out until I find the most center. So it's between 6 and 6 or 6. I make my box and I connect my whisker. So why this is super useful is if we were looking at 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, and 10, it should look like 10 doesn't really fit in with the rest of these numbers. And we look at the picture, 10 doesn't really fit in. And then this represents half my data because it's the first quarter of my data, so 25% of my data represented here, 25%, 25%, and 25%. So in this box is half of the data. So half my data is between 3 and 6. And if you look up here, half my data is represented by 3 and 6. Half of it, or 25%, is below, and 25% is above it. So they gave us a box and whiskers, and then they're going to ask us these questions. So the minimum number we see is 3. The maximum number we see is 20. The range is the max subtract the min, or 17. The median is this middle number, or 6. Q1 is the start of the first quarter. Q3 is the start of the third quarter. And then IQR stands for interquartile range. So if these are our quarters, and this is the inner quarters, it's the range. So 10 minus 5, or 5. So 25% of my data is between 3 and 5. 25% of my data that I collected was between 5 and 6. 25% was between 6 and 10. And 25% was between 10 and 20. So this one is super far away from here. Lots of people answered between 5 and 6, whatever that question was. And then a couple people interviewed between 3 and 5. Other than that, be kind to one another, ask lots of questions, and think deeply.